Many months ago, I made some videos on sexual trauma, and I made videos about trauma, and I made videos about some sexual things that had happened to me. As a result of that, I got quite a few responses asking for help for different situations, from parents who were worried about their children, from single parents wanting to know, how do I deal with a child, say for example that might have been a woman who's got some sons, or a man who's got daughters. How do I deal with this topic of sex? And they were also asked, which is a completely different video, how to deal with how their child has been sexually traumatized. Today I want to just talk about how, if you're a single parent, and let me cross over. So this is what I want to talk about. You are a single parent and you are raising children of the opposite sex. What are some good ideas to bring up sex, the birds and the bees, and about predators, and about sex safety with that child or children? Talking to your children about sex, predators, and sex safety can be uncomfortable and challenging, but it is important to have these conversations to help them stay safe and make informed decisions. Here are some ideas to help you approach these topics with your children. Number 1, start early. It's never too early to start talking to your children about sex and safety. Use age-appropriate language and concepts to help them understand the basics. Number 2, use teachable moments. Use everyday situations to talk about sex and safety. For example, if your child sees a pregnant woman, it's a good opportunity to explain how babies are made. Number 3, be open and honest. Be honest and open with your children about sex and safety. Answer their questions truthfully and provide accurate information. Number 4, use appropriate resources. There are many resources available to help you talk to your children about sex and safety. Use books, videos, or other age-appropriate resources to supplement your conversations. Number 5, emphasize consent. Teach your children about consent and the importance of respecting others' boundaries. Number 6, the uncomfortable one. Talk about predators. Discuss the dangers of strangers and online predators. Teach your children to never share personal information with strangers online or in person. Number 7, discuss sex safety. Teach your children about safe sex practices, such as using condoms and getting regular STI testing, that's sexually transmitted infections testing. Number 8, create a safe environment. Let your children know that they can come to you with any questions or concerns they may have about sex and safety. Create a safe and supportive environment for them to talk openly with you. Remember, these conversations are ongoing and should be revisited as your children grow and develop. It's important to be patient, understanding, and supportive as you navigate these topics together. Now, what is age appropriate? I'm just going to share something really horrible with you. In my day, because I'm now 62, pedophiles were not, as noticeable as what they are now. When I was 14, my friends and I came out of high school and we discovered some papers. There were actually porn, and in the porn, and I'm going to be very open here, they were talking and showing pictures of oral sex. Either some disgusting pervert had left this for children to find, but I remember feeling so yucky and uncomfortable, and I couldn't talk to my parents about this. So this is something that could come up, and this is why I've brought it up. What happens if your child gets exposed to material? You have got to be able to have a safe, a comfortable, a environment that your child feels safe and comfortable to bring this kind of situation up with you. I couldn't. I ran away from home when I was 14, 15, and I was raped by some pedophiles. I couldn't, because I'd run away from home because of what my parents accused me of, for the reason why I ran away from home. I couldn't tell my parents about these pedophiles because I believed it was my fault. So please, I'm bringing this horrible stuff up because never should your child get to feel that he or she is the one to be shamed and blamed. A child is in to be protected, to be nurtured, to be supported, to be educated, to be cared for, to be loved. And you have to provide that nurturing environment. Don't blame the child. The adults are the one who have perverted trust and overstepped boundaries. A child should never be shamed or blamed like I was. And I lived with that, and I'm still living with the aftermath of that. I know that today's age, things are a little bit more open. There is sex education at school, but you can make things fun. When your kids are of a certain age, appropriate age, there is nothing wrong with introducing them to sex toys, for example, but we're talking age appropriate. So what's age appropriate? 18. So there's nothing wrong with going with your son or daughter into a sex shop, an adult shop, and having a conversation about these things. But you wouldn't take a 3-year-old there, would you? A 3-year-old, there's now fortunately books available that is for a 3-year-old. So if you feel uncomfortable, maybe it's get another family member that's on. So if you're a father and you feel uncomfortable and you've got a sister or your own mother, maybe ask them for help. But you should never feel uncomfortable. I've had some parents express to me that they felt uncomfortable because they've had to dress and bathe a child of the opposite sex. But if you're thinking those kind of thoughts, I would really go talk to a counsellor, because I would suggest you've got unresolved trauma yourself that needs investigation, or that there's something you need to talk to a counsellor. I'm not here to judge. I'm saying that children are children. They're little innocent. We need to protect them. That's what I am saying. Thank you again for watching another video. And as I said, I'm going to make these videos about helping. Some will reflect back on my own life, but they are for people in situations that don't know what to do. So if you're in this situation, hope I've helped you. Have a really good day. You know I love you. Bye. Have a good one. Take care. And remember, every life is precious, treated as such. Bye.